Hello friends, welcome to A to Z Learning channel. Today's video is about my own experience in last 6 months. Yes, I have made 5 lakh rupees in these last 6 months. In fact, I would say I've made little over 5 lakh rupees in less than 6 months this year. Clearly, there are certain things that have worked for me. Clearly, there were few things which now in hindsight I feel I should have done differently. So I'll share all that with you. So this is going to be a very practical video which will have information about some of the practical lessons, practical strategies that you can adopt in your portfolio construction, in your trading discipline to make more profits in your portfolio. So it's going to be a very important video. You will learn something that you can follow, implement from tomorrow itself. I've divided this video in 3 parts. First part, I will come completely transparent with you by sharing my trades, my portfolio detail, the actual amount that I've made. I will also share with you the list of stock, what was their buying value, what was the selling value, so that you see stock by stock what profit I've made on those trades. So complete transparency on my trades of last 6 months. In the second part, I will pick up the actual trade strategies that I implemented, that I followed to make the money that I've made. Hopefully, you will pick up some of those strategies and that you can implement for your portfolio construction immediately. And the last section, I would kind of sort of reflect and share with you the learnings that I have had, learnings in terms of things that have worked really well. So reiterating some of those points for you so that you focus on those aspects more in your portfolio construction. And also learnings about the mistake that I've made. In hindsight, I feel, oh, I should have done those things differently. So I'll share with you to give you the advantage of not repeating the mistake that I made. So it's going to be a very important video. All I want from you is a couple of things. First, your undivided attention to the video. Please stay with us until end of the video so that you get to pick up, get to understand practical tips of constructing a portfolio that has the potential of delivering returns up to 5 lakh rupees. The second expectation I have is that if you like the content, then please like our video. Please do provide us comments because comments are very important part for us to stay focused on this journey. And if at the same time, if you have any suggestions, if you feel that I've missed out something important in this video, then please do give us comment suggesting the areas that you felt were not quite good in this video, so that I make sure that in my next video, I cover those aspects in the right amount of detail. So without any further delay, let's start the video, and I'll start with detail of my own trade. So what were my trade? First of all, I've got two trading accounts, one with HDFC Security, other one is with Zerodha, and I trade in a mixed fashion in both of those trading accounts. There's no particular reason. Zerodha is a very cheap trading account, so all my options trading, all my bulk trading lately I'm doing in Zerodha. I like HDFC Securities for IPO application, so I choose HDFC Security for IPO. And I've had some kind of past holdings in that account for which I need to keep HDFC Security as well. I'm sharing with you the actual screenshots of HDFC Security as well as Zerodha account of last 6 months. So first, let's look at the screenshot of HDFC Security. As you can see, the number on your screen, which is red fenced, is 2,26,000. That is the amount of profit I've had in last 6 months in my HDFC Security account. As you can see, I've had some short-term profits, I've had some long-term loss, and some dividend income. Overall, I've made about 2,26,000 from my HDFC Security trading account. Let's look at Zerodha. Zerodha reporting was quite fragmented. So I had to take the equity, which is the number that you see, 2,71,000, uh, this number. And then you see the FNO number of 21,000 here, and then dividend income of 14,000 here. So three numbers all put together roughly gives you an idea that I made about 3 lakh there. So overall, my grand total income, my grand total profit of last 6 months across these two trading accounts have been 5 lakh 33,000. So when I said 5 lakh, I've made more than 5 lakh rupees in last 6 months. What were the key summary points for me, which worked for me? First of all, I remain actively invested at any given point in time only in 20 to 25 stocks. I didn't have exposure in one individual stock too much. So my maximum investment in individual stock was about 2 lakh rupees. And most investments were less than 1 lakh rupees, but there were a couple of stocks where I had strong conviction. So I went up to 2 lakh rupees as well. I did do three FNO trades, which was a recent discipline that I picked up, and I made some money. But all those trades were for the current month options. As a next step, I wanted to kind of come more open that this 5,33,000 so that you get a feel in terms of what were the individual stock that I picked up. So on your screen right now, you can see my individual stock wise detail, their buying price, their buying value, the sell value, and the profit in the last column. As you can see, the first line, Bajaj Finserv. Over time, I acquired a quantity of 45 shares. My average buying cost was 5,736, and my average selling price was 6,839. Overall, I made a profit of just under 50,000 rupees on this particular stock. And the list goes on. This is the list only from my Zerodha account. I couldn't bring the list from HDFC because they normally produce only a PDF file, and I couldn't bring the PDF file here. It was running into 2 pages. Not that I had more stocks, but for each stock, if I was buying say in 5 different tranches, 5 shares each, and so on, it was showing for each stock those 5 lines and not just one line summarized like this Zerodha report shows. But overall, hopefully, this will give you a feel in terms of that I picked up the stocks which are pretty much in the news. They went through the phase of kind of giving us the opportunities to buy and then also opportunities to sell when they went up. So hopefully this gives you an idea in terms of the stock that I held. Most of these stocks, you will also notice that these are relatively speaking large companies. So I keep the discipline of investing only in those companies whose market capitalization is at least 10,000 crore. I don't get into the small company, too many small companies, to make sure that my risk appetite is at a more manageable level. Let's look at the trade strategy. So having given you the visibility of my actual trade, my portfolio, the profit that I made overall, as well as the profit by individual stock, let's talk about what I did in these 6 months to make this 5 lakh rupees. So first thing is I was ruthless about buying on dip, and I always bought shares in a staggered manner. I didn't try to buy the whole lot, the whole stock in one go. I tried to kind of stagger it in 4 to 5 installments. So if I had to buy, say, 50 shares of Bajaj Finserv, I didn't buy 50 in one go. I bought 10 when the prices went down. When prices went down further, I bought another 10 and so on. So I staggered my purchase over 4 to 5 lots. How did I identify these shares? As I was saying, that the first was the criteria of market capitalization. I was not dealing in the small companies, so 10,000 crore plus market capitalization companies. I track few technical measures. First one is the RSI, which is Relative Strength Index. It gives you the information whether stock is in a overbought zone or oversold zone. When the stock gets into oversold zone is the first indicator for me to kind of start looking and making sure that is there a buying opportunity for me or not. So I usually look at an RSI of less than 40 to identify the stock that I want to purchase shares in. I also keep a close eye in terms of where stock is trading relative to their 52-week high and 52-week low. If it is more closer to the low, then I look for that as a buying opportunity. When it is more closer to 52-week high, I look for a selling opportunity in those stocks. Hope it makes sense. I also kind of overlay my preference of buying stocks which give you a good dividend yield. I've got a criteria of keeping stocks in my portfolio who have the 4% dividend yield sort of kind of history. It doesn't mean that I only buy dividend yielding stock. No, I look for capital appreciation stocks all the time. But within that identification that I do, if I also find some stock which has got good dividend yield, that will come on my high priority to purchase. Which are the stocks that I've normally kind of purchased, which are high dividend paying? MGL, Coal India, NTPC. These are the good kind of dividend yielding stock, along with they give you good return as well. Selling stock when prices are up. I think it's very, very important to exit at the right time. And there is no kind of formula to know when is the right time. I start to look at selling stock when they are up 10% from my purchase price. I don't sell everything in one go. I stagger my selling also over 4 to 5 lots. It has given me the benefit that when stock is on a rising trajectory, I am selling it at a much higher average price than if I had sold everything in one go. I would have got only one price for my stock. But by selling it over 4 to 5 installments, I get a much higher average sell price. And it gives me the maximum return possible. The fourth part in terms of my trading strategy around FNO was that, first of all, I must clarify that in last 6 months, I probably traded in options only last couple of months. It is a recent habit, recent discipline that I've adopted, but I'm trading only in options as of now, not in future. I'm doing only the covered options. So the most risk-free way of trading an option is what I'm doing. So for example, what does covered option mean? When I'm buying, sorry, I don't buy put or call option. I only sell. So I'm a more of a writer in the market. So when I'm selling my put option, I make sure that I have funds at least by the expiry date to make sure that if the premium is not favorable to me, I'm in a position to take the delivery of those shares. Similarly, when I'm selling the call options, I am doing it only for the stocks which I have in my portfolio. See, if I have got the portfolio balance of the lot size of any particular stock, I will sell the call option. So I'm not taking the risk of having a huge downside loss in case on the expiry date the price is my option is in the money. So these are the four strategies that I've followed, and I've been very, very ruthless in terms of following it. There has been some moments when I felt that I've exited from some stock slightly sooner than I should have, or got or missed out the opportunity to buy a particular stock, but so be it. It's a it's a well it's a well filled with water. I'm taking my bucket of water from that well, that bucket of profit. I'm not aspiring to take the entire well as my profit. So that's the key difference. Don't get hung up on the fact that you've lost some profitability opportunity, but make sure that whenever you're exiting, you are exiting with a profit. Even if it's a small profit, you are in profit. That's a strategy that I've ruthlessly followed. Clearly, everything hasn't worked for me either. Clearly, some things have worked for me. So, what have been my learning? First of all, patience. I know you must have heard this word from many people, from many commentators, that patience is key. And I can say from my own experience, absolutely true. You have to be patient in the share market. I've had many moments when I've exited from stock too quickly. Ashok Leyland, Abbott Pharma are two such examples. Ashok Leyland, I exited because I got really panicked because it was not moving. I made loss on that particular stock. But in hindsight, when I look at the price now, I would have made decent profit had I held on that stock up until now. Similarly, Abbott Pharma, I stayed invested when it was below my buying price, but the moment it came slightly above my buying price, I sold it immediately because I couldn't be patient to hold it. Had I been patient, I would have made more profits on that stock. So patience is very, very key. We need to be bold is the second learning. When we are buying stock, when prices are falling, when markets are down, be bold to continue to buy. Don't worry about the prices are going fall and sky is going to fall, everything is doom and gloom. You don't need to worry about. I know it's very hard. Fear factors do come into play. Panic does come into play, which discourages you to kind of buy more shares. And I've seen myself. Yes Bank, for example, I bought when it was 300, 150, 200. But when it was floating around like between say 40 to 100, I had lots of buying opportunity. I lost conviction in that. And I didn't buy that. In the end, bought Yes Bank through FPO, which was for 12 rupees. That helped me, brought the average down. But when I look back, I I kick myself saying that I should have bought when it was 70, when it was 80, when it was 50. My average would have been a lot lower from Yes Bank. Airtel is the similar story. I stopped buying when it was 450, whereas it went all the way to 400, little less than 400 as well. And now look where it is more than 500 rupees. Had I bought at 400, I would have made a lot of profit. So I get on 450 also, I'm making money. So it's not that I'm not making money on this stock, but I would have made more profit because I got influenced by the fear factors of the market and I stopped buying after a particular point. So we need to be bold, very, very important. Some stock I did it all right, like Bajaj Finserv. I kept on buying every time it fell. MGL, I kept on buying every time it fell. And I made profit when they bounced back, when they went up. The third thing is that I need to be open to trade in options for far months. As I said that I've always done in the current month option trading. I think if you want to increase your earning, increase your premium earning, then you need to be open to be trading in next month, a month after options as well. So we need to be open about that. And the last but not least, my learning is don't worry about opportunity losses. As I said with that well example, share market is like a well full of water. If you try to drink all the water that's there in the well, you won't be able to do it. There will never be opportunity where you'll say that you have entered at the lowest point and exited at the highest point and made the maximum profit possible. No, you need to kind of keep in mind that you are here to fill your bucket of water and your bucket of profits. You're not here to take the entire profit. So as long as you keep that in mind and you're making profit, you should feel good about, you should be proud about that fact. Don't try to go for the maximum profit, all the profits, because that will bring frustrations, depressions, stress to you. So don't worry about the opportunity losses. I've had many examples. Bajaj Finserv, for example, I sold when it was 6,800, whereas it went all the way to 9,000 rupees. So I could be worrying about that, oh, I missed out 1,000 rupees of further gain or 2,000 rupees of further gain. For me, the key thing to keep in mind that I did make 1,000 rupees profit. Yeah, I could have made 2,000, 3,000 profit, but I did make 1,000 rupees profit. That's important. What opportunity you have lost, that's okay. Opportunities will come again in the future as well. So don't be overly worked up by the opportunity losses that you see in the market. So I'm assuming that the information that I've shared with you has been helpful. I've come very transparent manner to you, sharing all the detail what has worked for me. Hopefully you'll pick up a couple of lessons from this video and apply that to your own portfolio and make more money. If you have any suggestion, as I said earlier, please do give us the comments. If you like our content, like the video. And if you've not subscribed our A to Z Learning channel as yet, I would urge you to subscribe so that you don't miss out any content that we publish in the future. All the best, make lots of money. All the best for all your investment decision. Thank you.